Today we're going to try to figure out the Power 9 of Historic on MTG Arena. So we're going to start off with Tommy Sidden's first suggestion, Oracle of the Alpha. This is a blue 2 generic 2/3 bird wizard, and might as well be the, I guess, the animal form, animal spirit of Richard Garfield, because it has flying, and when it enters the battlefield, conjure the Power 9 into your library, then shuffle it. When Oracle of the Alpha attacks, scry 1. And of course, if you can blink this thing over and over again, if it enters the battlefield repeatedly, you keep pumping into your deck copies of the Power 9. And just slip another Power 9 in there, slip another Power 9 in there. All you need is one Time Twister, and you can draw probably the rest of it, and then draw the rest of your deck. I've heard, well, anyway, I don't know how this card plays out, but I've heard it's a huge banger of a card, if anything. All right, next up. I don't even know. Okay, here's a show. I don't even know what's legal on MTG Arena. I'm hoping to see some really cool MTG Arena unique cards. But then we have Quintorius Canned. Quintorius. Hard to pronounce the name. The Big Elephant. We got a 5-mana, 4 loyalty Quintorius. Now, when you cast a spell from exile, Quintorius Can deals 2 damage to each opponent, and you gain 2 life. Create a, you also +1, create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. The most important part of this card is the -3 Discover 4, what is the, I know it is in Pioneer. Like, I know what they're discovering into. And if I understand correctly, they discover into more things that discover. No, they discover into something that I think can copy the Quintorius Canned, at least in Pioneer. I don't know how they do it into a Historic, effectively. And then -6, exile any number of target cards from your graveyard. Add red for each card exiled this way. You may play those cards this turn. Oh, I got to remember, we got to write these things down. Oracle of the Alpha, because at the end of the show, we are most certainly going to be voting. See which of the top 9 are the Power 9 of Historic. Beanpot says, what's Historic? The show is already off to an awful start. All right, Quintorius Canned. How do I spell you, Quintorius? Quintorius Canned. Should really just call this show the Power 9 of MTG Arena completely. Okay, next up. Do they have Black Lotus? No, shut up. They have Black Lotus in, like, Timeless? No way. I almost don't believe that. It is not legal in Historic. It's not legal anywhere on MTG Arena. All right, so I'm getting trolled here. Next up, I guess Thoughtseize. Black Mana Sorcery. It's Gitaxian Probe, except you actually swipe something from your opponent, and you also lose 2 life. Not much to say about it. All-Star in all formats. Let's put Thoughtseize on the list. Thoughtseize. And then next up, the Alchemy Frenzy. Okay, Steven's put in Grenzo Crooked Jailer. Also, give us a bit of a disclaimer. Do you even play Historic? I'm very curious to know how other Historic players are going to be looking at this list of cards and be like, "Oh my God, your chat is full of idiots," or your chat will be like, "Oh yeah, they know and understand Historic around here." Grenzo Crooked Jailer is a 6-mana, 6/4 Goblin Rogue. Enters the battlefield, and at the beginning of your upkeep, heist target opponent's library. Just sounds like I just swiped the whole thing from them. Once each turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for a spell you cast that you don't own. What the hell is heist? Is it like stealing something from the opponent's top of their library? When it enters the battlefield, it sounds like, exile the top card of your opponent's library and then you can play it until end of turn. I love MTG Arena. Or I love Magic the Gathering. No information for keywords at all. What is heist mechanic MTG Arena? Complete nonsense. Designed for digital, it allows players to steal a random non-land card from an opponent's library. All right, we be gambling around here. Maybe we're going to get something good. Maybe we're going to get something bad. And I can play it. Do I have to pay? Can pay yeah, I can pay 0. That's a good price. All right, Grenzo. Crooked Jailer. What does that mean? They steal it from the inmates or something? All right, next up, Orcish Bowmasters. It got nerfed on Arena. No, but then the question is the new Orcish Bowmasters even good enough? Okay, so let's go look at Orcish Bowmasters. Because this is the new one. This is the balanced one. It's legal and historic. This is the Orcish Bowmasters. This is Arena Orcish Bowmasters. Look at the A at the top. 2 mana, 1/1. Orc Archer. Still got Flash. Still going to surprise you. Whenever an opponent draws a card except the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, Orcish Bowmasters deals 1 damage to any target, then amass 1 orcs. So we got no ETB ping. We don't got that. But we can still snipe anything on the battlefield. And then we also amass orcs 1. So when it enters the battlefield, it doesn't even... So we have no ETB, period. We only get the benefit if people are being greedy. Right? Playing the Oracle of the Alpha and then playing Ancestral Recall. So this is... The balanced one is unplayable. Well... It was suggested, so it's gonna be voted on. Here we got Arena Orcish Bowmasters. That's arena quality over here. That's arena balance. If only we had that balance on paper. We never get that balance on paper. Okay, let's get Jasper Rabs with Colossal Chorus. Okay, we got it is green, 6 generic. It's a sorcery. Starting intensity 2. Conjure X cards named Colossal Dreadmaw onto the battlefield. What? Where X is this spell's intensity. All chorus cards you own intensify by 1. I feel like I'm reading cards to another game. Okay, Conjure X, I understand. Conjure, it's like a token, except it's an actual literal card that we're gonna put onto the battlefield. I don't know what intensity means. So we have a starting intensity by 2. And then all chorus cards you own, and this is a chorus card because it's like a property of the card. You intensify by 1. So do we go to 3? I don't get this. Where this spells intensity. So I guess we're gonna put 3 colossal choruses in play at once? Maybe? Either 2 or 3. These digital-only cards are so Hearthstone. They are very, very Hearthstone-like. All right, we got Colossal Chorus. I think this card sucks. To be honest. I think it's absolute rubbish. 8 mana, even to put a bunch of Colossal Dreadmaws on the battlefield. How far back does Historic go? Not that far. And they made up like a bunch of new cards, too. Nedem, evening Nikachu, come on. Who knows these digital-only cards? Some people. Some people also know how to use Scryfall very well. Next up, okay, iDucky wants Persist. Basically the Reanimator card. It's very strong. It's for Reanimator staple. You put step 1, put something in the graveyard. Step 2, make it somebody's nightmare. For 2 mana, it's a sorcery. Return target non-legendary creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a -1/-1 counter on it. Who cares about the -1/-1 counter when you're getting like what's it called? Archon of Cruelty. Making your opponent sack creatures, discard cards, lose life, while you're gaining life and drawing cards. All right, so we got Persist on the list. And we got our first super chat of the day. We got Steve Cooper with Pithing Needle. Really? And you want Boseiju who endures. Getting multiple cards in one super chat. All right, Pithing Needle. As Pithing Needle enters the battlefield, choose a card name. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. I don't even know what you interact with this. I guess Quintorius Canned? The only archetype that I know at the moment, as I'm learning these archetypes as we do this show. What else can it interact with? Can it interact with the Power 9. Cannot interact with Oracle of the Alpha. Cannot interact with Orcish Bowmasters. What do we have? What do we have on this list? Doesn't interact with any of this stuff. All right. Pithing Needle. It's a good card. Don't get me wrong. Shuts off activated abilities. Okay, and we okay, we'll give a freebie. Let's give a freebie to Val, the Giver of Runes. Giver of Runes. A white 1/2 core cleric. Tap another target creature you control. It gains protection from colorless or from the color of your choice until end of turn. A great death and taxes staple. All right, Giver of Runes. This is going to be the most goofiest top 9 power 9 of like all time. Okay, and then Steve Cooper had a second card, the Boseiju Who Endures. All right, Boseiju. Legendary land, taps for a green. Or with channel, pay a green and 1 generic. Discard Boseiju to destroy. Target artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land an opponent controls. And they can also look through their deck. Well, they have to look. No, they have to look through the deck. Do they have a choice? No, they may search their library for a land card with a basic land type put onto the battlefield. Remember, you can get shock lands with that. I didn't know that. I mostly play a deck that plays just monocolor stuff. And the fact that, like, I saw someone on camera go get a shock land, and I'm like, holy crap, you can do that? I couldn't believe it. Blew my mind. Just blew me completely out of the stratosphere. Okay, Christopher B. with M. Moan, Trickster Fiend. Is this the arena one? Well, it's called Trickster Fiend, so I'm going to guess so. Okay, this is a blue 1 generic 2/1 human rogue wizard with specialized 5. The ability costs 3 less to activate if there are 2 or more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard. MON Trickster Fiend can't be blocked as long as it's attacking alone. So basically just an unblockable creature. What the hell is specialized 5 though? Specialized MTG historic mechanic. Cards with a specialized feature, a circled upward pointing triangle in the upper left corner of the card, identical to that of the transformed double face cards. What? Cards with specialized feature, a circled... Oh, does it flip? To transform, which permanently changes a card into an alternate counterpart. What is it, random? Like, what am I going to get out of this damn thing? Did you call it Trickster Fiend? I did. Oh, it's Trickster Friend. Friend to us. Anyway, Fiend to the show, that's for sure. This card can take 4 other shapes. Oh, we can become Imoen Occult Trickster. Oh my god, do I have to read every variation? All right, we got this one. We got the Wise Trickster, the Chaotic Trickster, the Honorable Trickster, and we go the Willy Trickster. Whatever the hell that means. Too many tricksters. This is crazy. This is a very confusing card. Okay. Moen Trickster Friend. Trick or treat. M1 says trick. Treat nobody after that. Dangerous One. Thanks for your super chat. We got Fragment Reality. OG version was best. Still good. Okay, we have a white instant exile target non-token artifact, creature, or enchantment an opponent controls. That player puts a random creature card with lesser mana value from their library onto the battlefield tapped. So we're going to exile target non-token artifact, creature, or enchantment. They put a random creature with lesser mana value from their library. Okay, so it's like, I don't really know how to explain this card. And it's any of these other card types. Can I like exile an artifact and then end up getting a creature? A random... Oh no, it's only creatures. Just that player puts a random creature with lesser mana value. So it's like it's a very weird path to exile, because path to exile was like a white exile target creature. Search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and now it looks like we're searching our library for a creature card and putting it onto the battlefield. It's like polymorph. Well, it's more random. It's more casino-like. You don't even know what you're gonna get. Can you do this to your own creature? Exile target non-token artifact creature enchantment. Oh no, it has to be your opponent's control. It's a staple. This is absolute chaos playing Arena. Everything's just random. Random this, random that. Screw, like, and we're not even talking about the mana base. Forget, like, you know, mana flood, mana screw. Just how the game plays out is just completely lopsided. Just one pull of the slot machine could go one way or another. All right. Okay, fragment reality. Great card, though. Yeah, this is... The other cards I don't know about. I feel like you guys are trolling me. The coffee crew is definitely trolling me today. Okay, Pedgeman says, did we do expressive iteration? Let's do expressive iteration. It is legal and historic. It is legal and historic. So it's blue-red. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand. Put one of them onto the bottom of your library and exile one of them. You may play the exiled card this turn. Some people say this is stronger than Dig Through Time. Dig Through Time with less steps because you still get 2 cards and you're still going deep into your deck. All right, we'll get expressive iteration on this list. Not to mention, this is a card that's already banned in Pioneer, Explorer, and Legacy. This is a Legacy banned card, everyone. Wonder what they're thinking about in Vintage. All right, next up, we got Pacers Fan Forever. Thanks so much for your super chat, Pacers Fan. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Card. Okay, it's legal. A card that is arguably the most powerful in every format that it's in. In fact, it was even banned in Standard. The 3-mana Saga. Chapter 1, create a 2/2 that attacks and makes treasures. Sorry, that was Chapter 1. Chapter 2, discard up to 2 cards, draw that many cards. And then Chapter 3, exile and turn it into a Kiki-Jiki. Okay, I can get behind this. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. It's definitely, it feels very underpowered compared to a lot of these other wacky cards we see today. Emergency Powers. Is this good? I thought this is just some jank card. Anyway, it's an emergency. Palpatine knows all about emergency powers. 7-mana instant. Each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into their library, then draws 7 cards. Exile emergency powers. Then it has addendum. If you cast this spell during your main phase, you may put a permanent card with a converted mana cost 7 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. A little bit of a eureka moment over here. The one-sided show and tell, but you're paying for it. It's 7 mana. That's a lot of mana. Okay. Emergency powers. For any historic players, we're 18 minutes into the show. How well are we doing? How well are we doing so far? Can you turn it into a cheeky breaky? I don't know what the hell that means. What's that land that taps for X according to your devotion? Oh, Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. Okay, Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. Legendary land. Tap, add a colorless, or pay 2, tap. Add a color, choose a color, and add to your mana pool an amount of mana of that color equal to your devotion to that color. Pretty, generally more broken in the green decks. They are very good on devotion. They're also really good at ramping. They're also really good at payoffs with that ramp. Okay, iDucky might be the only historic player here. So far, we have a single staple on the list. A single staple? Oh my god. Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. Don't tell us which one it is. We might vote it off. We might vote it off, iDucky. It would be so hilarious if we do, too. Pabno! Dino represent with the Amped Raptor. Played tons, I think. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure when Modern Horizons 3 came out, I thought I heard that Energy was, like, taking over. 2-mana, 2/1 dinosaur. A very little it's a little dinosaur, but you know what? Big things come in small packages. First strike. Enters the battlefield, you get double energy. Then if you cast it from your hand, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card by paying an amount of energy equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. Shard, it's a 2-mana shardless agent. What the hell were they thinking? Oh yeah, we can have 2-mana shardless agent. What's wrong with that? Amped Raptor. A lot of people hated Shardless Agent. They thought it would be a big, big problem if they took that off the ban list for Modern. Okay, talking Stephen Hawking. What the hell? Slick Shot Show Off. Stephen. It's not even Stephen Hawking in the picture. Slick Shot Show Off. Okay, we have the 2-mana 1/2 Bird Wizard, Flying in Haste. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Slick Shot Show Off gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Also, you can plot it for 2 mana, which means you exile and then cast it for nothing on the following turn. I think this card is insane. Like, I just think it's absolutely insane. This card is really defining Standard and Pioneer by a huge degree. I'm glad to see that, you know, aggro's not completely taking over, but it's a bad time for Pioneer and Standard. Unless you're an aggro player, then you love it. I don't know where this is in Historic, but I imagine if it's as powerful as it is in the other formats, then it definitely would be. Is that Larry King? Yeah, it was Larry King. Okay, Slick Shot Show Off. If nothing else, this show is just going to make Historic players laugh at what the general public thinks Historic looks like. Okay, Lord Trevor. With Thespian Stage make the cut? Absolutely. You super chatted it. Like, full disclaimer, I don't play Historic. Like, once they made the digital cards, I haven't played Historic since. So I have no idea what's going on in this format. Okay, it's a land. We tap for a colorless. Pay 2, tap. Thespian Stage becomes a copy of target land, except it has this ability. What it would copy in Historic, I have not a damn clue. Thespian Stage. Do they even have, hold on, like, do they have, what's it called? What's the land? What's the Merit Lage land? I don't remember anymore. My memory's completely shot. Old age getting to Nikachu. The coffee not doing enough job here. Something in the ice. Dark Depths. Yeah, that's what it is. Dark Depths. You're all like a hive mind. It is not legal in Historic. What would we do with this? They don't have Dark Depths. Oh, Lotus Field. That's right. We might as well get that on here. That's a great idea. Okay, let's get Lotus Field. That's definitely a staple. That's definitely also completely broken. Land, hexproof, enters the battlefield tapped. When a Lotus Field enters the battlefield, sacrifice 2 lands. Tap, add 3 mana of any one color. Black Lotus on a land, effectively. All you need to do is create Black Lotus on the land, give it hexproof, and that's it. We're in business. Okay, we got Kepler's with oh no, I feel like I sniped you. So sorry about that, Kepler's. Oh, this should... Okay, you got a second one. You got a backup here. We got Luris of the Dream Den. Ha! It's banned in... Get this, it's banned in Explorer, but it's legal in Historic. It's like one of the last formats where it's legal in. 3 mana for a 3/2 Cat Nightmare. The companion says that... The companion rule says each permanent card in your starting deck has to have a converted mana cost 2 or less. Lifelink. And during each of your turns, you may cast 1 permanent spell with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard. It's banned in Legacy. When did they ban it in Legacy? Yeah, I don't really remember that one. I probably made a video about it, though. Okay, Luris of the Dream Den. That's gonna be a tough one, Luris. These 4, these are massive powerhouses here. The last 4 we got coming up. Luris of the Dream. You just like sniped yourself. Just as we were doing it. Okay, do you have another one? I'm gonna go to your future one. Shieldred the Apocalypse. Shieldred the Apocalypse, the 4-mana 4/5 Phyrexian Praetor. With Death Touch, you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2. And I'm sure with your Time Twisters and Emergency Powers, and I'm sure a lot of other Wheel of Fortune-like cards in this format, this card is probably going up and up and up in value. All right, we got Shieldred the Apocalypse. Does Pabno have a replacement? We did get Thoughtseize. We did Thoughtseize already. Benjamin. Razor Demon. Okay, we got a 3-mana, very arena-looking card. 3-mana 7/7? That sounds insane. Whenever you cast this spell, target opponent drafts a card with Razor Demon's spellbook. They may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Flying, ward, discard a card. I don't even know what we get from the spellbook. It could do anything. It could do absolutely anything. Okay, Razor Demon. Maybe it'll even be a Black Lotus. You got another replacement, Pabno? Otherwise, I'm going to donate it. I'm going to donate it to someone. Let's give it to maybe Davriel. Sorry, you give it to Jason with Davriel Soul Broker. Oh, this guy. 4-mana, 4 loyalty. +1. Until your next turn, whenever an opponent attacks you or a planeswalker you control, they discard a card. If they can't, they sacrifice an attacking creature. -2. Accept one of Davriel's offers. Then accept one of Davriel's conditions. And then -3. Target creature an opponent controls perpetually gets -3/-3. What are the... What is this thing? Manor Guardian? This means nothing to me. Accept one of Davriel. I don't even know what he's offering here. I want to negotiate with Davriel. You have Spellbook under the card on Scryfall to see what they can get? I don't see it. Is it this thing? No. 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 That's all I can click on here. I don't see any Spellbook under... Oh, I see it. There's offers. Conjure a Manor Guardian into your hand. Oh, it's off screen. Return a random creature with the highest mana value from among cards in your graveyard to the battlefield. More random jank. That's what it does. Steve Cooper, Fatal Push, and then a donation to chat. I wish I knew anything about Arena, LOL. Going off usage in format. Well, that is the best thing that we can do around here, especially since they don't really ban cards. The Power 9 just has to be all the staples. Okay, we got a Fatal Push. I mean, hey, do they have fetch lands in Historic? Then this card's great. It's a black instant. Destroy target creature if it has converted mana cost 2 or less. And if it's got Revolt, you can destroy anything. Destroy any creature mana value 4 or less. Uh-oh. We need a few more cards on here, I think. All right, we're going to thank our sponsors, and then we're going to go back. We're going to get a few more. How can I do this? All right. We're going to thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com, the best place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards, and yours as well. Don't forget, spoilers are... I think everything's been spoiled now from Magic the Gathering Foundations. All the reprints, but also all the new juicy cards that are going to be playable in both Standard specifically, Standard, Pioneer, Modern, and more, including Commander. You can support the channel using my Fusion Gaming Online coupon code. It's an amazing one. It's full of value. You get 5% off using coupon code Nikachu at checkout for all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. Be able to play any deck, any format you want. It's cheaper when you're renting cards digitally online. You ever feel burned on MTG Arena? You keep crafting them gold cards, and then you run out of money? Well, guess what? When you're renting cards on Magic Online through Mana Traders, when you're done with the deck, you just go get another one. You can play an unlimited number of decks. That's the power of Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or get 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription if you use coupon code Nikachu_4VU. They got a new system now. They got the cashback system. Oh, let's get back to them cards. Thanks to my wonderful sponsors. There is a limited selection of fetch lands, in particular Prismatic Vista and Fable Passage. Really? I want to look one up. Let's look at Polluted Delta. By the way, anyone get no card yet? Well, be damned. It's banned in Historic. Why not just not make it legal in the first... Oh, it came from Modern Horizons 3. It's funny how crazy broken Historic is as a format, and then they're like, yeah, fetch lands are banned. Of all the things to ban in Historic, they banned the fetch lands. As if it wasn't crazy enough as it is. And full of stuff where you like... It's full of technical shuffling, because you're always jamming and conjuring cards into your deck. There's an absolutely massive selection of fetch lands in Historic. Well, apparently there might be a massive selection, but you can't use them all. Eris, the One Ring. I think this card's going to be crap, though. Okay, the One Ring, 4 mana. Remember, we got to judge it based on the Arena legal version. 4 mana, legendary artifact. It's still indestructible. When the Arena, the One Ring, enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you gain protection from everything until your next turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life. For each burden counter on the One Ring, pay 1! Tap, put a burden counter on the One Ring, then draw a card for each burden counter on the One Ring. Okay, so basically, did they just add a mana to activating it? Is that it? I think that's it. The One Ring was a menace in Alchemy, so glad it finally rotated out. Historic has access to Hallowed Fountain. Well, that's a shock land. Where you have to pay 1 to tap it. Oh, noes. Yeah, apparently. Wow, that's interesting. They just add pay 1 to this thing, and then all of a sudden it's fair. Paying 4 and then tapping it immediately. That's broken. That's absolutely broken. All right, interesting to know. All right, we got the One Ring. The Arena One Ring. Okay, who else? No card yet. Oh, we got Soul Guide Lantern from John. Is that really a Power 9 card? Soul Guide Lantern. Ooh, a very nice, pretty art. Updated art from MTG Foundations. It's 1 mana artifact, enters the battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard. You sack it to sack the artifact to exile each opponent's graveyard. You can also cash it in by paying 1, tap, sack this artifact to draw a card. Soul Guide Lantern. I guess it's a really graveyard-oriented format. Got to beat those persist decks. Eris says, I'm surprised no one said Imperium Thopterist. Me too. I'm just going to pretend I knew what that card was. It's Imperium. Imperium. It's not called that. Okay, well, how about Thopterist? Thopterist. The Emporium. The Emporium. It's an Emporium. A 2 mana 1/1 Vidalcan Artificer. Thopters you control get +2/+0. At the beginning of your upkeep, conjure a card named Ornithopter into your hand. So an Ornithopter is a Thopter. I believe it's a Thopter. Ornithopter. Yeah, it is. Creature is a Thopter. So it's basically giving you a 2/2 flyer into your hand. Beginning of your upkeep. Yeah, and at every upkeep. What an interesting lord. That's an alchemy card. Alchemy cards count because the alchemy cards are legal in Historic. Just in case anyone didn't know. Just in case anyone didn't know. Basically, like, alchemy is like the standard of Historic, and then Historic is the historic of is like the legacy of Historic. Ferginka says, no card yet, but I have no idea what to suggest. Me neither. Completely depend on everyone here. Okay, we have Emporium Thopterist. Okay, 2 more cards. One, two. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's gonna be close. Just trying to look to see who has been maybe yelling for cards. Oh, you want Esper Sentinel? Bryce? Esper Sentinel. You got it. Heuristic Study on a creature. White 1/1. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless that player pays X, where X is Esper Sentinel's power. You want to pay the 1? And if they have Colossal Hammer on the card, you want to pay the 11? Esper Sentinel. Fabled Passage is played a lot, but I only look at statistics because I don't play Historic. Okay, Illuminator Virtuoso is apparently a staple and played in 33% of decks in this format. This format is in... If this card is dominating the entire format, that sounds insane. Absolutely insane. Okay, Pabno had a dead super chat. Delightful halfling. Delightful... Oh, sorry, delighted. I think I've been calling this Delightful Halfling the entire time. Green 1/2 Halfling Citizen. Tap for a colorless. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana, only cast a legendary spell. Maybe you can even cast... Oh, no, it's not. It's not legendary. Damn. You can have multiples of those on the battlefield. Delighted Halfling. Okay, maybe let's get 4 more. Chris Bonehead. Spell Pierce. Sounds lame, but maybe that's just a staple. Single blue, counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 2. Not very Power 9-like. Although, to be honest, this entire list is a bit lame. We did Oracle of the Alpha. In fact, it was the first card. It was the first of all the cards. Nikachu, Oracle of the Alpha literally shuffles the actual Power 9 into your deck. I know. I know. Okay, Bella is sort of insinuating maybe we should have Fabled Passage on this list, given that is like the fetch land of all fetch lands in the format. Sacrifice it. You can put a basic land card onto the battlefield tapped. However, if you control 4 or more lands, it comes into play untapped. Fabled Passage. What a world where Fabled Passage could be a Power 9 card. Did we do Crucius? Titan of the Waves. It is quite played and quite strong. Also stupid combo enabler. Okay, 3 mana for a 3/1 human pirate. At the beginning of your end step, you may discard a card. If you do, create a treasure token and choose Ambitious or Expedient. If you choose Ambitious, seek a card with greater mana value than the discarded card. If you choose Expedient, seek a card with lesser mana value than the discarded card. I've got questions. Like, the more I read from this card, the less I thought I even understood it. If I choose Ambitious, what does Seek mean? What is the Seek mechanic? Seek is a keyword when an effect causes a player to take this action, the game will automatically choose a random card meeting specified criteria from the library and put it into their hand. Oh, interesting. Format is crazy. It's crazy, I say. It's kind of like Cascade. Yeah, except you're sort of rolling dice as to what card you get. Yeah, you get a random card basically. This whole, it makes it, going through these cards, it makes it feel like everything is random. Okay, I play a card, and now instead of doing what this card is supposed to do, something random is going to happen. Okay, I'm going to destroy that creature, and instead of that creature being on the battlefield, something random comes from the deck. It could be better, it could be worse. Will they structure their deck so it isn't random? Okay, true story. Okay, Crucius. Okay, one more. Let's get one more on here. I guess we take it from Christopher B. The Bramble Armor Brawler. Bramble Armor Brawler, 4 mana Raccoon Warrior. All right, it's a 5/5. It can't be countered. It's got Trample. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, create creature cards in your library perpetually get +1/+1. Your entire deck gets stronger and stronger. That's insane. So basically, by spending 1 card to kill this thing, I buff up my entire library. This is crazy. The Evolver is like, this is a whack list. Well, we're not done yet. We need to vote. All right, let's get the Bramble. Bramble Armor Brawler. All right, it's time to vote. Voting time commences. Okay, we're gonna start off with this list. Poll. I think we have 8 groups. We have 8 or 9. It's gonna start off with, okay, what is Power 9? Remember that. Okay, Spell Pierce. Fabled Passage. And then Crucius. And Bramble Armor Brawler. Bramble Armor. Oops, it's all one word. Armor Brawler. And then all the actual historic players are going to just completely cringe at our list. Okay, remember, the Bramble Armor Brawler is the big beefy creature. You play any non-creature spells, and it's going to buff up your entire library. Crucius. Remember, at the beginning of your end step, you may discard a card. If you do, create a treasure token and choose Ambitious or Expedient. And if you choose Ambitious, you seek a card with greater mana value. If you choose Expedient, seek a card with lesser mana value. And we have Fabled Passage, the fetch land of all fetch lands for this format. And then, of course, Spell Pierce, one of the best, most utilized, all-around useful counter spells. Not sure how good it is in a world of Lotus Field and Energy and Thopters. I don't like the Duskborn Alchemy card releases because they push dinos out of the meta with tons of super powerful stuff. How did they push dinos out of the meta? That's crazy. So far, Fabled Passage is in the lead by a pretty huge margin. Crucius is sort of a little bit behind here at 36%. This is voting with live polling. All right. Oh no. Okay, we're tied here. We're still tied. I was about to end the poll at 1 minute, which is what I usually do. We need to break the tie over here. People still voting for Spell Pierce. Oh, Fabled Passage finally clinches it up in the end. All right. Fabled Passage, congratulations. You are technically a Power 9 card for MTG Historic. Okay, next up. Next poll. It's all decided by us. The Coffee Crew. Soul Guide Lantern. What a strange card to have on this list. Emporium Thopterist. Which I spelled wrong here. Thopter. Esper Sentinel. Sentinel. And then Delight Half. These are actually a lot. There's a lot of good cards here. Sorry, Delighted Halfling. Go wild. Remember, Delight Halfling, the 1 mana green creature, ramps you into your legendary creatures, makes them uncounterable. We also have Esper Sentinel, the 1 mana Ristic Study. Could be even more expensive depending on how big you make your Esper Sentinel. We also have Emporium Thopterist. I should show my brother this card. My brother loves Ornithopter. Huge Ornithopter fan. Both are 36 though. Oh, did it end on 36? I waited for a change. Oh, they're both. We have to do a recount for that one. Now, for F it. I'm going to say Fabled Passage 1. The number was at the top. It probably won by like 36.1%. Some people are like, it's rigged. Esper Sentinel dies to Chandler. Does actually. So it's got that weakness. And of course we have Soul Guide Lantern, pretty versatile graveyard hate. I don't know, is this the best graveyard hate that they have in Historic? Really weird card to have over here. Wow, Esper Sentinel winning by a pretty healthy margin over here. Actually, a little bit surprised. No love for the Imperium Thopterus, especially when it was considered 33% of the metagame. Oh, why is it doing that? As soon as I end the poll, it's like tied. Okay, we need I guess we need another vote. Esper Sentinel versus Delighted Halfling. Esper Sentinel. Sorry, no. Esper Sentinel versus Emporium. Oh no, it's Delighted Halfling. Delighted Halfling. Sorry about that, everyone. Maybe maybe the polls are screwed. The polls are rigged. It says one thing, and then when I try to end the poll, it says something else. Sorry, that was my vote. It's 43 people watching, yet less than half vote. Hope that's not Portentus. Could be. The people who suggested these cards don't play the format, do they? Correct! You know what? We're doing our best here. We got a nice smattering of people who play Pioneer, Standard, Commander, Legacy, Modern, Historic, maybe not. How many Historic players are there here? We have like 2? Wow, this is a tight race. It's just 50-50 all around. Barely changing one way or another. Okay, okay, Esper Sentinel versus Delighted Halfling. 2 staples in basically every format. Pabno says, I mostly play Explorer and Alchemy right now. Close enough to Historic. Very close enough. I don't even know what I played before that. I just called it Magic. It's all Magic around here. Okay, if I stop this poll, is Delighted Halfling going to win? Barely. Delighted Halfling barely won this one. Oops, lost that thing. All right, Delighted Halfling. You're part of our Power 9 today. Okay, next up, we got a vote on Shieldred. Oops, this is the wrong one. Start a poll. We've got Shieldred. Then we've got Razor Demon. Then we have Fatal Push, which is a good card. And the One Ring. Fixed One Ring. Remember, this is... Okay. Fixed One Ring. It's not the One Ring for anyone that's like showing up here all of a sudden. Okay, this starts at here. We got the One Ring. Remember, this is neutered One Ring. It's everything everything's the same about the One Ring, but you got to pay 1 and tap it to draw your card. You don't pay 1, you don't get nothing. Okay, Fatal Push. 1 black instant, destroy creatures. Destroy creatures mana value 4 or less if you have Revolt. Davriel, I can't even tell you what this card does. It's a Planeswalker that will do random things. It might as well have been that Ask Urza card. This is basically Ask Urza in 2024. And then we've got the Razor Demon over here. Black 1 generic for a 7/7. And when you cast this spell, target opponent drafts a card from Razor Demon's spellbook. They may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Also has flying. And then we have Shieldred, the Apocalypse. People who don't play the format making lists for the Power 9 of the format and voting them off seems faulted at best. Oh, yes. It is the beauty of this show. It's absolutely beautiful. Wow, Shieldred and Fatal Push, neck and neck. Shieldred pulling away! Pulling up front! Okay, Shieldred wins. I have nothing against that pull. Won by 50%. We should ask... who actually plays this format around here? All my money goes to paper. I can't afford Arena. Well, maybe you can't afford... Arena is literally free. Like, it costs no money if you don't want to. Okay, we're going to start another poll, which is now Power 9. Coffee Crew. Ooh, Slick Shot Show Off. And Thespian Stage. But then we also have Lotus Field. And the Lurrus of the Dream Den. This is a really tough Lurrus of the Dream Den. This is too strong. Power overwhelming. Lurrus, the companion. Banned in almost every format, really. Historic is one of the few formats left for Lurrus. Lotus Field, the Black Lotus on a land. It's got hexproof too for all those people that hate their stuff getting targeted and blown up by Strip Mine and Wasteland. Not that I think those cards are even legal in this format. Thespian Stage. It can copy Lotus Field, which says a lot about... It would be very weird if Thespian Stage beats out Lotus Field on this poll. And then lastly, Slick Shot Show Off. I think single-handedly has brought aggro back. Aggro has been in a bad spot for quite a few years, maybe like even 4 or 5. And then, you know, what happens when you give Kiln Fiend flying and haste? That's what happens here. You create the Slick Shot Show Off. How do you know it's legal and historic? It says so right here. See? Legal. That's how I can tell for this show, at least. That's my system. It's not a complicated system. Scryfall just tells me. Okay, Lurrus of the Dream Den wins this one. I am not surprised, but at the same time, I'm a little surprised, to be honest. Okay, congratulations, Lurrus of the Dream Den. You beat out a lot of powerful heavy hitters over there. Although this card is super banned. This card even see playing historic? I don't even know. You have to go card by card. True North, you Googled it or go on a site. That's right, we Google everything. Google, look, any question you have is answered by Uncle Google or Aunt Wikipedia. It's good to have those people in the family. All right, next up, we're gonna do a poll on Amped Raptor. Amped to see if it makes it on this list. Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx. That's an interesting suggestion. And then we have Emergency Powers. And then Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okay, start the poll. I should probably rename this show like what a bunch of random Magic players think is the Power 9 to Historic. Amped Raptor, the 2-mana, basically 2-mana Shardless Agent. And it's got First Strike on top of that, so you can't even attack into it very well. Nykthos Shrine to Nyx, make tons of mana off your devotion to your color of your deck. And Emergency Powers, 7 mana. Each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into their library, then draws 7 cards. Just like Time Twister. Just 7 mana Time Twister. But if you cast the spell during your main phase, you can put a 7 mana drop from your hand onto the battlefield. And then lastly, the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Breaking Mirrors over there. So he's playing every single format. Stepdad asked Jeeves. I haven't asked Stepdad. It's like, I don't think I've talked to my stepdad in 25 years. If my stepdad is Ask Jeeves. Once I found Uncle Google, I didn't go to Stepdad Jeeves. I figured I just actually trusted Uncle Google knew much more. Google will answer almost any question mostly right. What a way to define it. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, Nykthos Shrine to Nyx wins this one. Pretty heftily, too. I'm a little surprised. Wow, no love for Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which sees like way more play. This is a more powerful card. Don't get me wrong. Nykthos Shrine to Nyx, when left to its own devices, does way bigger things than Fable does. All right, we're gonna vote on Giver of Runes. Ia Moen, Trickster Friend, Fragment Reality, and Expressive Iteration. Pretty powerful list. Let's go. Okay, Expressive Iteration, 2 mana, dig through time. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Basically, get to play 2 of them. Put 1 into your hand, 1 in exile to be played, and the 1 on bottom of your library. Fragment Reality, I guess a stock removal spell. Exile target non-token artifact, creature, or enchantment an opponent controls. Then you get a random creature card with lesser mana value. from their library onto the battlefield tapped. Oh, I just came to realize. So if you're using this on like 1-mana stuff, like say Grafdigger's Cage, your opponent will get nothing. They'll literally get nothing, right? Because there is no random creature with lesser mana value than 1 in the game, unless it's literally Ornithopter. David Howard says, it's Fragment Reality, and it's not particularly close. Well, we'll see what the Coffee Crew says. And it's funny, the Expressive Iteration, pretty damn far ahead so far. Let's not forget about Imoen, which apparently has no love, nothing, not a zip. No votes for Imoen. The Specialized... I think the problem is us players, non-historic players, we don't even know what Specialized 5 really means. And then, of course, it's all the variations, which I'm not going to read on stream. Oh, did I miss one? Where's Giver? Oh, Giver of Runes over here. Oh, did I forget to put Boseiju on the list? Oh, I did. Okay, we're going to have to throw that in somewhere at the end. We're going to give Boseiju... Boseiju is super chatted, for crying out loud. Okay, Expressive Iteration wins. Where's Expressive Iteration? There we go. Congratulations, Expressive Iteration. You are a Power 9 card in MTG Historic. Okay, next is Arena Orcish Bowmasters, which is going to be funny. Arena Orcish Bowmasters. Remember, this is not the same, but it has no ETB. Colossal Chorus. Persist. And Pithing Needle. This whole list sucks. This list is terrible. Arena's Bowmasters are different? That just goes to show how in tune this today's chat is about what we're voting on today. All right, we got Pithing Needle. The 1-mana shuts off all activated abilities. Persist. Return a non-legendary creature card from your graveyard. We also have Colossal Chorus with starting intensity 2. And the Chorus cards you own intensify by 1. And conjure X cards named Colossal Dreadmaw onto the battlefield, where X is the spell's intensity. Then Orcish Bowmasters. It's regular Bowmasters, but no ETB. That's it. You only get a trigger when the opponent draws extra cards for the turn. That's it. They have to draw. If they draw, they get nothing. Sorry, if they don't draw, Orcish Bowmasters is trash. Trying to make that rhyme, but it didn't work. Alchemy is for Stalinists. Change my mind. I have no idea where that came from. What does that have to do with alchemy? Though I mostly remember an endless haze of Shieldred and One Ring combo hell. Yeah, well, there's a point where they fixed all that, you know? Wow, this is a close, tight race. Super tight. Got Pithing Needle and Persist duking it out. People still think Orcish Bowmasters is good, which it's from what I hear, it's like absolute stone cold trash. Miss me with the alchemy. What about it? Reminder, intensity is just a value to refer to, like mana value on its own. It's meaningless. Okay. All right, Pithing Needle wins. Oh, is it going to still win when I end the poll? Yeah, Pithing Needle won. Congratulations, Pithing Needle. You are a... What is so good about this card? That it shuts off the One Ring or something? I don't understand. Okay, now we got our original. The first 4. Oracle of the Alpha. We have Quintorius Cand, the Elephant Planeswalker. Thoughtseize. And Grenzo. Crooked Jailer. Oop, I wasn't typing anything. Okay, vote for the Power 9. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to have some opportunity to vote a few more on, I guess. People are going to have some chance to vote some stuff back. Pithing Needle shuts down anything? Anything, you say? I gave my Orcish Bowmasters away. It sucks. Expensive for no good reason. Well, it's an incredibly well-played card. Very loved card. Okay, what are we even talking about here? Grenzo! Remember, enters the battlefield, and at the beginning of your upkeep, heist target opponent's library. So you get a card at random from it. Once each turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for a spell you cast that you don't own. Then we have Thoughtseize. Look at your opponent's hand. Just rip something from it. Oh, I can't see further than this. What's going on here? And we need Oracle of the Alpha. Conjure the power 9 into your deck when it enters the battlefield. And remember, if you keep blinking this card, you keep conjuring the power 9 into your deck. And what was the last card? Oh, Quintorius Canned. Quintorius Canned. Boom. Discover 4. Is it that good? Question, is Quint the member of the Strixhaven 5 you would have most wanted to be a walker? I have no idea. I don't know anything about Quintorius Canned. I didn't even know this person's from Strixhaven. Why is it on a Caverns of Ixalan card? Era says, I did make a jank-ass deck with Oracle and Song of Creation. They're fun together. I could have swore I saw some big videos by Covert Go Blue with Oracle of the Alpha. Like, I swear I saw many people. They're like, busted Oracle of the Alpha decks. I don't know, but maybe they just weren't competitive. Just jam enough games with Oracle of the Alpha and you'll have these crazy games where your deck is like 1,000 cards. All right, looks like Thoughtseize takes this one handily. Okay, here's our... but we have to try to vote back in some cards. So we what is... Okay, we need a few more cards here. Who are we going to give a second chance to? What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, what? Boseiju, who shelters all. Or is it who endures? What is it? Boseiju. Which Boseiju I'm talking about? Sorry, Boseiju who endures. Okay, who else? What else is going to get another shot? Lotus Field. Great suggestion. What else? Why is Fable Passage here when Prismatic Vista is not? Prismatic Vista. What else? One more. Pabno votes for Fatal Push. Esper Sentinel needs another chance for sure. Lotus Field went back on the list. Boo, Soul Warden. We're not putting Colossal Chorus back on, that's for sure. Goldspan Dragon. Okay, let's put what's called Esper Sentinel. Because if I remember, it was like really, really close. Mono Rises 3 of Johnny. That's probably a good suggestion. All right, start a poll. What is Power 9? Boseiju, who endures. We also have Lotus Field, Prismatic Vista, and Esper Sentinel. All right. Vote away, my coffee crew. Vote away. Okay, we got this. We got Lotus Field is in contention. Prismatic Vista. And lastly, Esper Sentinel. Commander players understand the power of this card. I mean, Soul Warden should be on the list. Historic is like 80% white life gain decks. Really? Is it that warped? Historic sucks if it's like that. That's crazy. Also, just if Historic is that warped that badly, just proves that Wizards doesn't even pay attention to those formats on MTG Arena. They just like close their eyes and just hope everyone doesn't complain. Maybe everyone likes the life gain metagame. Everyone likes gaining life. Who can gain more life than the opponent? Benjamin Berkeley says, Historic seems like a shite format. Anyone who's a Historic stan, you gotta let us know in the comments section how much it rules, why it's good, why sell us the coffee crew on why this format should exist. What's so good about it? Okay, we got Boseju who endures. It's gonna win. Christopher B, that was your not Christopher B, sorry. Steve Cooper, that was your card. All right, we got, is this power 9? Okay, now here's one last question. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which of these 9 cards do you think should be taken off the list? For one last vote, maybe a switch, a change. Which card do you think should be taken off that is not deserving of this power 9? And we can do one more vote to see if it stays. Pithing Needle should be removed. Pithing Needle, we got a second one. We have one for Fabled Passage. Hell, I can put like a few cards on the list. Pithing Needle. Looks like Pithing Needle is like the big one. Okay. So, here's the deal. Pithing Needle is on the chopping block. What is Pithing Needle up against? What is Pithing Needle up against here? Looks like Fabled Passage is equally as high, which is interesting. Esper Sentinel again. How many times do you want Esper Sentinel to lose, Benjamin Berkeley? How many times? Esper Sentinel hasn't lost enough votes. Hasn't lost enough elections today. Luris is too deck specific. That's what R&D said when they made that card, Austin. And then it got banned in almost every format. I like this suggestion. Let's give Oracle of the Alpha another chance. Oracle of the Alpha. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Cabal Coffers at home is still Cabal Coffers? What? Okay, what else? What else deserves to be on this list? What's gonna get like a third chance here? Maybe I have to put Esper Sentinel up again. Esper Sentinel. I'm not getting enough comments. Oh, God. Oh, let's get Guide of Souls on here. All right. Guide of Souls. Forgot about that one. All right. Guide of Souls is now on here. This is the new list. Whatever wins this is going to bump, or maybe Pithing Needle's got to try to hold its ground here. Pithing Needle. Maybe we'll do one more for, what's it called? Fable Passage. Pithing Needle, Oracle of the Alpha. Esper Sentinel. And Guide of Souls. Very strong card. Okay, for anyone that doesn't know, okay, Guide of Souls is the 1-mana life gainer. Oh, wow. Did they errata this? Oh, they errated it. Okay, we got to look at the errata card. So white 1/2, Human Cleric. Whenever a creature you control enters, you gain 1 life and get an energy. When you attack, you can pay 4 energy. If you do, put 2 +1/+1 counters and a flying counter on target attacking creature. Becomes an angel in addition to its other types. Oh, just 1 more energy. Interesting. And of course, we've got Oracle of the Alpha. Conjure the Power 9. The Power 9 into your deck. Then we have Esper Sentinel, which has lost I think 2 or 3 times now in votings. And then Pithing Needle. Wow, there's a lot of support for Pithing Needle. Look at that at 20%. People really believe Pithing Needle is a linchpin of this format. If you don't play with Pithing Needle, you're gonna lose miserably. Yeah, Oracle was only mid even in Alchemy. It's too bad. Oracle's not even a good card. That's too bad. It looks like, I guess it's a big Timmy card. It looks flashy to me. Pithing Needle is a good card. I still voted for Guide. Oracle of the Alpha and Guide of Souls neck and neck over here. Uh-oh. Oracle of the Alpha broke away. Is it better than Guide of Souls? Well, 1 minute has passed. What does the poll say in the end? Oracle of the Alpha wins! Someone is rolling in their... Somebody is rolling in their, like, historic, what's called, grave. All right, historic players, how well did we do? Well did we do? The Power 9 of historic removes Pithing Needle and brings us Thoughtseize, Expressive Iteration, Nixthos Shrine to Nyx, Luris of the Dream Den, Shieldred, Delighted Halfling, Fabled Passage. Why this is on here, I don't know. Boseiju Who Endures, and Oracle of the Alpha. Benjamin Berkeley says it's rigged. You couldn't be more right. Sample size is also very low. If there was greater voter turnout, probably these results would be different. Also, it'd help if people played historic too. Majority rule don't work in mental mental institutions. That's very good. All right. As usual. Thank you very much for being here today. If you want to be part of the show, you got to be here 3 p.m. Central Standard Time on weekdays. Thanks everyone who supports the channel. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And thank you very much for being here today. People like Pabno, we got David, Charlie Peterson, Benjamin, Berkeley, David Hauer, Eris, Bell, Pabno, of course, Austin, Julian. Do you think voter turnout will be low for the election? Probably not. It's just a coincidence that today is the day to vote for the U.S. election. Good luck, Americans. I'm Canadian. I have no power here. Eris, I have no voter power. David, thank you very much. Jasper Rab, Bell, the True North A, for showing up today. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.